They told you that awakening would be beautiful. That you'd feel light, free, connected, finally at peace. But no one told you about the loneliness. The confusion. The nights where you question everything you've ever believed. No one told you that before you feel light, you must walk through darkness. Welcome to Heal, Thrive and Love. Today, we're diving into something most people never talk about. The dark side of spiritual awakening. If you've been feeling lost, detached, or like life doesn't make sense anymore, you're not broken. You're awakening. A spiritual awakening isn't about becoming perfect. It's about remembering who you truly are, beyond your roles, your fears, your conditioning. It's when your soul whispers, "There's more than this." And slowly, everything that isn't real begins to fall apart. Your job, your relationships, your old habits, even your personality. They start to shift. So take a deep breath, my love. Let's explore this journey together. And that can be terrifying. Because awakening isn't about gaining more light. It's about watching your illusions burn away. And sometimes, that hurts. You begin to see the world differently. The news, the noise, the endless rush, it starts to feel fake. You crave silence. Solitude. Stillness. But you also fear it. You begin to realize that healing isn't comfortable. It's raw. It's messy. And it often starts with everything falling apart. One of the hardest parts of spiritual awakening is loneliness. You start to drift away from people you used to feel close to. The conversations that once lit you up now feel empty. You may try to explain what's happening to friends. But they don't understand. They might even think you've changed. And they're right. You have. Because once you awaken, you can't unsee the truth. You realize that connection isn't about proximity, it's about energy. And some people simply can't meet you where you're going. You might spend nights crying without knowing why. You might feel like your heart is breaking, but what's really happening is expansion. Your old self is dissolving so your real self can emerge. It's not depression, though it feels like it. It's transformation. And that's sacred work. During awakening, there's a moment that feels like death. Not physical death, but an ego death. It's the unraveling of the person you thought you were. You'll start asking deep questions. Who am I? What do I truly believe? What if everything I was taught is wrong? This can bring anxiety, identity crisis, even panic. You feel like you're losing control, and you are. Because awakening requires surrender. But here's what no one tells you, the version of you that's dying was never really you. It was who you thought you had to be. To be loved, accepted, or safe. And once that false self begins to dissolve, you start feeling lighter, even if the process feels unbearable at first. Just like a snake shedding its skin, you're outgrowing what no longer fits. The dark side of awakening isn't just emotional pain. It's emotional chaos. One day, you feel deeply connected. Filled with peace and love for everyone. The next, you feel angry, lost, and frustrated at the world. That's normal. Because awakening stirs everything that's been buried. Grief, shame, resentment, guilt. It's your soul's way of saying, let's clean this up. You might question your sanity. You might feel hypersensitive to noise, people, or even light. Your sleep may change. Your body might ache, but these are signs of energetic purification. Your system is adjusting to a higher vibration. You're becoming more aligned, even if it feels chaotic in the moment. Be gentle with yourself. Healing isn't linear. It's a spiral. You'll revisit lessons until you're ready to rise above them. Eventually, something shifts. The tears become softer. The confusion turns into clarity. You begin to see beauty in small things again, a sunrise, a quiet morning, a simple act of kindness. You realize you're not who you used to be, and that's a beautiful thing. You start attracting people who feel like peace, not chaos. You begin to trust life again. You understand that everything, even the pain, was part of your awakening. You no longer chase healing. You embody it. If you're in the dark night of the soul right now, please know, it's not the end. It's a sacred beginning. You're not falling apart, you're breaking open, and every piece of you that's crumbling is making space for a new kind of light. If this video spoke to your heart, let me know in the comments. What has been the hardest part of your spiritual awakening? Your story might help someone else. And if you're ready to walk this healing path with love and support, subscribe to Heal, Thrive and Love. Together, we'll turn the darkness into wisdom and the pain into peace.